Alright, this week's project, guys, I'm going to be building the American flag star. I'm going to be doing three versions. I'm going to just do the star itself, then I'm going to do a frame out of barnwood, and then I'm also going to do a frame out of skidwood. So you choose what kind you want to build. The star is definitely just the easiest, but it's all not too bad to do. It's a fun project. This one I probably will never get rid of. This is from a barn on Duran, Michigan. It's even got an old bullet hole in it right here. See the bullet stuck in there from target shooting probably years ago? I think it's cool. Alright. Alright guys, first thing we have to do when making your stars is come up with a template. Now this template I traced off of another star. It is 17 inches across. Now there's apps on YouTube where you can come up with the design and everything. They'll tell you how to do it. The simplest way for me was to find a star and trace it. Now what I do is I make patterns like this. This is out of 1/4 inch Luan, and this will be the backing for our stripes on the flag. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece of Luan that I bought at Lowe's. This Luan is 2 foot by 4 foot. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rip a line right down my table saw at 17 inches. Okay, I lied a little bit. I'm not going to cross cut it on my radial arm. Instead, I'm going to take it on my bandsaw. Because you remember I said the stars are 17 inches. 17 times 3 is 52. So I cannot cross cut that and get 3 stars out of a 48-inch piece. So instead, I stack the stars up like that. Trace them out. So I'm going to head over to the bandsaw now, and I'm going to cut these stars out. Not everyone has a bandsaw, I understand, but you can use a saber saw, anything like that. Alright, there we go. 3 more stars to do. Alright guys, I did some digging. I got my barnwood out. I'm going to use, I think, this is going to be the background for my star. I'm going to use this for the frames. Now that I pulled this out of the barn and I resawed it, it was this thick. And I resawed it, and you can see it's oak. And I believe this was a ramp for the cattle to go up into the barn. It was all held together with bolts through here. But I think I'm going to use, like I said, this for the background. I'm going to rip this into 1.5 pieces for the star. And basically this is all my skidwood. And I'm basically going to do the same thing. I'm going to use something like this for the frames. Okay. And for the backing, something like this. And then I'll have to rip, I'm not even sure, something like this for the star itself. We'll sand it down a bit. Stain it, hopefully make a nice looking star. Okay, and then for just the star alone, I'll probably use some skidwood, kind of like this. And we'll just make a regular star. Alright. Alright guys, so I ripped them down to 2 inches here. And the problem when you're using barnwood and stuff is you have to make things work the way you can. So the only way I can make these work and have enough room to lay the star in the middle there is to make these frames lap like that. So they're like, I'm not sure how to explain it. There you go. You can see how they're going to lay out. That's going to be cool. So now what I'm going to take is these pieces of barnwood here, and I'm going to rip them into my 1.5 pieces. And I'm hoping to be able to leave this red for my red stripes. That will look cool. Then I'll sand these down to stain blue, and the white. All right, so I'm going to go over to the radial arm saw and cut these off and then rip them to 1.5 inches. All right, it's up to stop at 17 inches. I'm going to go ahead and rip a couple. I'm going to cut these at 1.5 inches for our stripes. Alright, we're all set, 1.5 inches. Let's rip a few of these down. Alright guys, I think you can see what I'm going for here now. Okay, this is the Barnwood one. This is what I'm concentrating on right now. And these are going to be the stripes for the star. I'm going to keep that red. This will be white, red, white. And then these are going to be blue for the stars up here. Alright. Okay, I've sanded these down and I've cut them out for the star. We got the red, white, red, white, red, white, and this is going to be blue, blue, blue. I wanted to leave a little bit of red in there so they know it's from the barn. And if you look, the star will fit right on there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stain my blue. And then I'm going to be nailing them onto my pattern, and then I'll cut them out on the bandsaw. Okay, I think you can see what I'm going for now. There's the blue. You can see a little bit of the red in there. I think that looks cool. Right now I've got to go smoke some chicken legs, chicken quarters for the little lady so we can eat dinner tonight. I'm going to let this stain dry. Then I'm going to glue these up, nail them to my pattern. And then I'm going to cut out the star. Hopefully I'll have all that done later tonight. Alright guys, thanks for watching and hanging in there. Okay, while the stain is drying there, I'm going to start cutting my stripes for the other two stars. I'm going to use this skid wood right here. And I'm just going to cut a bunch of strips on my saw at 1.5 inches again. Keep in mind, this is skid wood, so I'm going to want to leave some of the saw cuts left in it. I don't know if you can see that or not. That's the kind of look that I'm going after. So I'm just sanding this down. I got 120 paper on here. I'm just knocking off the high spots and all the burrs on the corners. Then I will cut them all to length like these ones here so they match the star. And then I'll stain them, nail them on, and then we'll cut all this on the bandsaw. Alright guys, I'm doing the blue right now. And the first top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are going to be blue. And the blue stain that I'm using is right here. And it's called Navy Blue. And they have to mix this for you. Lowe's will do it. Just ask for navy blue, tell them you want it mixed, and they'll do it. I'm going to put the blue on. I'm going to do about 4 pieces at a time and then wipe the blue off because the blue sets up real thick and real fast. So I still want a little bit transparent. And I do 3 sides. 1, 2, 3. Because where they butt together, I don't want to see any white. I want to just see blue where they butt together, and I'm done. Okay, now I did 4. Just take a rag, wipe it off, just like that. Let them dry. There you go. Just like that. Nice and easy. I'm going to go ahead and stain the rest of the blue ones. And I'm going to start doing the red ones, and I'll show you what I come up with. Alright, finishing up with the red. And it's crimson. Same, Minwax. Ask for crimson, ask them to mix it for you, they will do it. Wiping it off now. Going on there kind of like that. And this, you can see it's looking pretty good. So we'll let these dry before I put them all together and cut them on the bandsaw. Alright guys. Okay, we're going to start assembling this now. And I'm going to start by lining the blue stripe up right along the top of that star. You can see that right there. I'm going to line it up there. I'm going to glue it. I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to nail through the back side. Okay, there's the glue, which is Titebond. It's outdoor glue. Okay, now I'm going through the back side. I'm going to line up the top. Pardon my head because I'm going to peek in there for a minute. Okay, the top is perfectly lined up. Pardon my head, guys. Sorry about that. See all that gray hair and all that little bald spot maybe? Alright, now I'm going to put a 5/8 brad. And another one. And another. And another. And another. And one more. Just for shits and giggles. Alright. Beautiful. Next one I'm going to do, okay, we'll do another blue one right here. I'm going to do it the same way. I'm going to glue this. Flip it over. Do it any way you want. I'm going to lay it on there. See how this goes, flipping it over without losing it. Alright, make sure it hangs over the edges all the way. You can see it's hanging over the edges, okay? Okay, now I'm going to go all the way up. And I'm going to come all the way down, alright? And then I'll show you what we got. Do a bit of glue there. Now that's just a little bitty one there. I'm going to try and get 2 nails in it. There we go. Same with this one here, okay? Itty bitty one. Itty bitty one, 2 nails. Alright. 1, 2. Alright. There we go. So that's going to be a star when I'm done. A good thing, I used to do a square template and then put all these on. But what happened, I ended up cutting through nails on my bandsaw. I don't like that at all. So now I got the square pattern and I just cut all around that and I get a perfect star. Okay, I'm going to go put the other 2 together and then we'll get over on that bandsaw and make ourselves a star. Alright guys, just another trick here I want to point out to you is when you're getting ready to put these on, such as that, draw your lines like that. See them lines? And that's your glue area. Otherwise you're going to have glue all over the table, all over your piece. We don't need that now, do we? Be just one sticky mess. See how that glue's on there? Just on the marks? That's what we want. Just like that. Okay, you got it? All right, guys. All right, what we're going to want to do now, we're just going to want to follow this pattern on the bandsaw. And again, you can use a saber saw if you don't have a bandsaw. There we go. Just following that pattern right along that line. See that? Just like that. Let me see. There you go, you can see it here. Now I'm going to cut the rest of it out and show you what we got. Alright guys, that's what we got right there. You'll see some differences in the wood heights and everything. You got to keep in mind that this was skid wood, not everything is perfect, alright? Alright, I'm going to cut out the next two, and then I'll show you what they all look like when they're all cut out. Thanks. Alright, there you go. There's two of them that are skid wood, and this one here is the barnwood one, okay? Now tomorrow night I'm going to take my sanding block on these edges and I'm going to sand them just a little bit, and then I'm going to stain them to match. This will be blue, white, blue, and then I doubt if I'll get to carving the stars in it tomorrow night, but and this one is going to end up being put on this frame over here. There's our barnwood. Remember that one I showed you the other day? Sorry for jerking the camera over, but check that out now. Now you can see the look I'm going after. That's going to look pretty sweet, especially get a little bit of varnish on there. That red will pop out. It'll look good. Alright guys, I'm going in for the night. Thanks for watching. I will see you tomorrow morning. No, tomorrow evening. Alright, bye. Oh, one more. Hold on there, fellas. Hold on there. Sometimes I get ahead of myself here. There we go. Okay, you can see what I'm using. I'm using the Dremel. And there's a 107 bit. Okay. It's a little bigger than the one I'm using. This is a 107 here. It's hard to focus it in there. Okay, the one I'm using is a little smaller, and I use the smaller one to frame them all. I can't tell you a number, 106, 105, something like that. So now that I got them all traced out like that, now I'm going to put the 107 in, go back and forth, clean all them stars up. Alright? Okie dokie. When I'm carving these out, I try to keep it going the same way all the time. Back and forth. Just like that. Alright. How's that look? Ain't that cool? Now this is from an old barn. How cool is this? Now this thing's going to last another 100 years hopefully. Someone's going to hang it on their wall in their family room or something. It's going to look sweet. Alright, now I got to do the rest of the stars and these ones. Once I do the star in this one will basically be done because this is just going to be a wall hanger by itself. I know the camera's off a little bit. Now the other one, which is right here, this one I'm gonna make a frame and everything out of skid wood. Alright? Alright guys, this is the wall hanger one, so now it's basically done. All I gotta do is put a little hanging strip on here and put a finish on it. So if you guys want to quit watching now, you could, and you can make one of these. However, I got to figure out how to make the frame now out of all this barn wood. So that's the next step. If you want to continue watching, learn how to make some frames, that's what we can do. You can kind of see here, I'm moving the camera around here. This wood is really all I have, so I got to make it work. It's real tight tolerances on here. So I'm going to figure out what we got to do, and I'll get back with you in a few. Okay, it looks like to make this frame, look how tight that is with the wood that I have. And then down here you can see the gap. So I'm going to end up taking a little bit of a cut off the end of these. Just get this a little more close to what this is. And then what I had to do is kind of make this like that, up and down. This one's going to be this way. Well, that's fine because I like the rustic type look on the things that I make. I'm going to take my Kreg jig and put some screw holes in the back of this to hold it all together and keep it square. Alright. Alright, I cut 1.5 inches off of each of these and it tightened it up quite a bit. There you can see it kind of matches now what we got going on here. Alright, so next is the Kreg jig. Alright, my material for the stars frame is 1 inch thick. So if you take your Kreg jig, look down, they have marks on here. 1 inch thick, that's where you set your drill at. They got a handy dandy little stop thing here. We're going to do that. Now in the book it says use 1.5 inch screws. I don't have any, so I'm going to hope these 1.25 inch screws work. Alright. Okay, there we go. 2 pocket holes. Pretty cool, eh? Kreg jig's pretty neat. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Watch them fingers. There we go. Now I'm keeping them closer to the top because I'm going to be running a rabbet around the edges and I want to make sure I don't hit the screws. Okay, if you have Kreg jig, they also have special screws you can get. See that? They got a little square head and it comes with this bit here. I got my pocket holes drilled and now I'm going to screw them together, just like that. And they come out pretty damn good. So I recommend getting a Kreg jig setup if you don't have one already. There we go. Alright, now my frame's together. Okay, that was hard to see. Hold on, take it for a flight. Okay, there's my frame together. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my rabbet tool set up to rabbet the inside. Okay. Alright guys, I set my plunge router and I set it to a depth of about 5/8 of an inch. And I'm not going to take that all at one time, that's why I got the plunge router set. You can see this is the background for the frame and I want it to set in and that's pretty dang close right there. So with the plunge router I can just go down like an 1/8 inch at a time, not worry about killing myself. clamps a little bit here. Getting them corners. Alright, I'm about halfway there, guys. I'll get it done and I'll show you what I got. Okay, here we go. I already took this over on the radial arm, trimmed it off so it fits right inside the frame. See that rabbit? Isn't that some nice oak? Look at that oak. Look at this old barnwood, right? And now look at the wood underneath it. That's beautiful. Alright, now this will lay right down in there. Just like that. Now all I have to do is trim my other two sides here and to fit here. We'll flip it over and see what we got. Okay, I got them on the radial arm, cut the length. Now I'm going to take them over to the table saw and I'm going to rip them at 5 inches. Okay, both sides 5 inches. And you've seen me run the table saw before, so you don't have to watch me do that. Alright. Okay, I got them cut at 5 inches. They're fitting in there nice, but you see this radius here? I have to do that on this board too. It's either that or chisel this corner out, and I really don't feel like chiseling that square. So I'm just going to take it over there to my rigid and round them edges off, right like that. Alright. Okay, there we go. It's fit in there perfect. Again, look at this oak. Isn't it beautiful? You gotta think how old this is. Look, watch this. Look at that. Oh my Lord, have mercy. Alright, let's flip this thing over and see what it looks like. Alright, we got her flipped over. I put the star in place. How's that, a rustic looking piece or what? So next I'm going to hit it with just a little bit of sandpaper or something to get all the crud off of it. And then I'll be putting a nice finish on it. That looks cool as hell. Now I got to make a frame for one of these here. Like I said, the other one will just be a wall mount. So I'm going to do that frame without video on it, but I will show you when it's done. It's basically the same way, but just out of skid wood. Good morning, guys. What a beautiful day in Michigan. It's February 26th, I believe, on a Sunday. It's about 35 degrees out here. And I'm heading into the shop. The long walk. Last night, I continued working on the second frame with the skid wood. Still got a little work to do on that. I think that's looking pretty cool. I'm going to finish that one up, show you what we got. Alright guys, let me show you some skid wood, what you can do with it. This is right off the pallet. You can see how dirty it is and everything. So I take the sander, and I just sand it and clean up all that dirt and everything. Just like that. You can see both sides. You can see the difference from the sanded the unsanded. Then I built myself a little dust collection system for building my flags and sanding, and it helps a lot because all that dust going there, that's some dirty dust. It just goes to there into my Harbor Freight dust collector. Alright. Okay, I'm finishing up the last frame here. A little bit of glue on there. And I always use the Titebond number 3. Now I'm putting 1.25 brads in this. We're almost done here. And I'll flip it over and show you what I got. And we'll get one in the middle there. Perfect. Alright, let's see what we got here, guys. There we go. Let me bring it down. There you can see how it's going to look. Okay, I'm going to put the star in the middle. Show you that in a minute. Okay, here we go. Got the star on it. Now I got to put a finish on everything. The cool thing is when you're using skid wood, you can use any design you want. As you can see, I did a little different design here than I did with the other frame I just made. Look at that. You're not going to get this in regular wood bought at the store. So this is all oak, actually, skid wood here, the frame. There's my little buddy. He's eating my dog's dog treats. I wish he'd quit doing that. Anyway, it's looking pretty cool, I think. I'm going to put some finish on it. I'll show you what finish I'm going to use for this and what finish I'm going to use for the barnwood one. Alright guys, on my skidwood, I like to use this Zinsser Shellac Amber. It kind of yellows the skidwood a little bit. Looks pretty cool. I just use these cheap brushes, throwaway brushes. And there you can see how it yellows it. I'm going to put on about 3 coats on each of these. I think I got to sand it like an hour between each coat. This stuff dries real quick, so you got to brush it quick. Alright, when I'm done, I'll show you. Alright guys, what do you think? It added that yellow golden tint to it, which the skidwood needed because it was whitish. It adds a little age color to it. Looks cool. Again, that is right here. Look at Zinsser Bullseye Shellac Amber. Now the barnwood, it's got a patina all its own, so we really don't have to yellow it or anything. So I'm just going to use my Helmsman Semi-Gloss Spray. Let's see what we got here. Just like that. I'm going to give it about 3 coats. And it should be done. That's going to look pretty cool. Alright folks, we're going to be wrapping this job up tonight. I have to mount the stars to the frames, and I will be using 1 1/4" stainless steel screws. We're going to put 3 in each one. Show you how I go about doing that. And then I'm going to put some D-rings on it for hanging. And this one here, I'm just going to buy one of them sawtooth hangers to put on the back. I don't have any in my shop right now, but you guys know how to put those on. It's pretty simple. Alright, I kind of know where I'm going to want. I'm just going to pre-drill here, here, and then I'm going to put another one up here. I've got a board underneath here so I don't drill into my bench top. I'm going to drill about a 3/16 hole. I'm going to put one right there. It's going to hang there. And I'm just eyeing these up, not being too particular. And the next one's going to be up here at the top. Right where that star is, that's a perfect spot right there. Okay, oops. So I'm going to vacuum that dust out of there, and then I'm going to go through the back side and put my screws through this way. Okay. Alright, got one screw in, got them pre-drilled here. I'm going to lay the other one in there. Right there. Okay. And the third one. Okay, we've got our 3 stainless steel screws in there. 1, 2, 3. It's nice and centered on there. Looks good. Alright, I'm going to do the same with the skidwood one. Alright, and you don't have to watch me do that one because it's basically the same thing, okay? Okay guys, I'm going to hang these with D-rings. These are the D-rings right here. Get these online. Let's hope this isn't upside down on the TV screen, okay? You can get these online. I order them. They're cheaper that way. They come 50 in a pack. They come with the screws. I already measured 11 1/16 is perfectly the halfway mark. Just put these D-rings on there. And I don't pre-drill these. They pretty much go in pretty easy. 2 screws in each one. Just like that. See that? All right. This one's pretty much done. I'm going to do the barnwood one now. You don't have to watch me do that because it's the same as this one, okay? All right. All right, guys, here we go. We got 2 more projects done. Oh, actually 3. We can't forget this little standalone guy. So I hope you guys have fun watching. I like teaching you guys how to do stuff. A lot of you probably already know how to do stuff, but it helps. Met a lot of great people doing these videos. Kevin and Amy, Jose, Cowboy Steve. You guys have all gave me great compliments. I appreciate it. Keep on doing them if you guys keep on watching and subscribe. Thanks, guys. Bye.